How are we doing today, guys? My name is Jay, and today we're going to be talking about India banning electronic cigarettes. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the little notification bell. That way you guys will receive all the channel notifications and you can keep up to date with all the latest videos. But now that's out of the way, let's get into the video. So in the last few weeks, you may have seen a few headlines around vaping saying that it's killing people, hospitalising teens and giving people respiratory illnesses. But when people were looking further and further into the articles, it soon surfaced that this was all down to illicit THC products and black market products that weren't regulated, and that vitamin E acetate was the main culprit that was giving people respiratory illnesses. When this news emerged, Donald Trump had a bit of a knee-jerk reaction and wanted to ban all flavoured e-liquids from the United States, claiming that the flavoured e-liquids that were available is what was giving the teens a reason to vape and was also giving them the respiratory illnesses. Now, when further information was shown to Donald Trump, he seems to have made a U-turn on flavoured e-liquids and put out a tweet saying that he wants to work with the FDA to improve the regulations. But with Donald Trump having such a knee-jerk reaction, it rippled across the globe, and every vapor was questioning, was vaping safe, what was the real cause of this, and what was going to happen to the future of the industry. Well, a couple of days have passed and India came out of nowhere and have put an immediate ban on all electronic cigarettes. India has now banned all production, sale, import, export and transport of electronic cigarettes. Now, to me, this didn't really make sense. India is the second highest consumer of tobacco in the world, with over 100 million of their population using tobacco products, second to only China. The financial minister claims that this ban is going to help tackle a teen epidemic of vaping. And she also claims that she's been reading up and doing her research based on what's happening in the USA and is taking action now so it doesn't spill across to India. Now, I kind of see her logic here, thinking that it's going to spread across the world, but it also doesn't make sense, purely because India is such a high consumer of tobacco products. Now, you could say that everyone that smokes in India is a potential vaping customer, which is true. If you do smoke and you're looking to switch, vaping is the safest alternative to smoking that we know of. If you're going by Public Health England or cancer research, which for some weird reason the whole world is ignoring and neglecting the fact that the NHS has done this research with Public Health England and cancer research. I don't understand why they're ignoring it, but they're choosing to at the moment, and it's really having a bad effect on the industry. What really confuses me is they're willing to take this jump and this risk and ban electronic cigarettes altogether immediately, and this is all based off of another country's problems. The financial minister claims that this ban is going to help tackle the underage teen vaping epidemic, which is happening in the USA, and still thinks that flavoured e-liquid is to blame. Now, the problem with jumping the gun like this is you're not having the full facts presented. If you actually go by the NHS research, the cancer research, and Public Health England, you can see that we have the collective data in the UK to suggest that vaping is 95% safer alternative to smoking. As far as I'm aware and from what I can see, the epidemic in India isn't underage vaping, it's actually underage smokers. Now, I found an article dated March 2018 which state that there are over 600,000 children between the age of 10 to 14 which smoke cigarettes daily in India. But yet nothing is being done to tackle this, they're just going to ban electronic cigarettes. Now, what they have said, if you're a first-time offender and breaking this law, then you will get fined 10,000 rupees, which is the equivalent to around £1,100 or $1,400. I think the maths is about right. It's around about that mark. Now, if you're a repeat offender, you can get up to 3 years imprisonment. But they are also saying they're not going to ban people using e-cigarettes in the country. They're just making it incredibly difficult to get hold of and use. If you can't produce it, sell it, import it, export it, or even transport electronic cigarettes, I don't understand how anyone's going to be able to actually use one. So it's a bit of a pointless thing. Now, we've already established that one of America's biggest commodities is the growth, import and export of tobacco. It's huge for their country. And we've also established that China is the biggest consumer of tobacco products on the planet. And they're not really interested in electronic cigarettes, and they've banned companies like Juul going over there, which means that one of the biggest consumers of tobacco products isn't going to be using electronic cigarettes. However, they are using heat not burn, like the IQOS. It's very, very popular there. And then second consumer on the planet of tobacco is India. And it's very funny how they're all following suit and trying to ban electronic cigarettes altogether, which means all of their population have no option other than to smoke if they want to smoke or not smoke. The financial minister is also claiming that this is going to help reduce risks. But that makes literally no sense, as so many people are smoking tobacco products and dying from tobacco products in your own country. Surely banning electronic cigarettes is actually doing the opposite and not reducing any health risks whatsoever. And if you've got a child smoking epidemic in your own country and you're not addressing that, then this is clearly all about making money. Now please, if any of you guys do see anything about the child smoking epidemic in India and there's been a recent update, then please put it in the comments below, I will check it out. But as far as I can see, nothing had really been done to address that. And I find that very worrying, that they're trying to ban electronic cigarettes production and selling and import and export, but they're not really tackling children smoking in their own country. If you're looking at this from a health standpoint, none of it makes sense. If you're looking at it from a money perspective, of course it makes sense. Big tobacco companies still want their profit, they still want their money, and they don't want vaping taking any of that or moving into places where they can see exponential growth. Could you imagine if 100 million people in India slowly dwindle down to 80 million, then 60 million, and then 50 million because they're switching to vaping? The vaping industry is going to boom from that. So if they can nip it in the bud and stop that, then big tobacco can't lose over there. The other thing to note is all of this started with the uproar in the USA about illicit THC substances and cartridges being sold on the black market. This has nothing to do with regulated products that are sold out of a regular vape shop. So that says to me that they're looking for any little possible excuse or opportunity or gateway to jump on board and try and ban electronic cigarettes from their country. But I could be wrong. It just seems very strange. For someone who works in the vaping industry in the UK, thankfully, it's been a weird few weeks. I've had a lot of people get in touch and ask about these various things that are going on, which obviously I expect. And I've had very good conversations with a lot of customers about it and friends and family that have been genuinely concerned. As it seems to be that the rest of the world is jumping on this bandwagon as quick as they can and making the most out of a situation that has nothing to do with vaping directly. Now, if there is an epidemic for teens vaping, I'm not condoning that. I don't want underage people to vape at all, but the way they're going about it and the way it's got a ripple effect across the world, it's just not the right way to go about it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think India are making a smart move by getting rid of all electronic cigarettes and enforcing a 3-year prison sentence if you're caught using, selling, or distributing one? Or do you think this has everything to do with big tobacco and ensuring that they keep their profits every year? Make sure you comment below. I love talking to you guys, especially about the vaping news. I feel we can have a real good conversation in the comment section. And that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like. If you are really enjoying this vape news segment videos we're doing once a week, then by all means, make sure you comment below and let me know. I've been quite enjoying keeping up with the current affairs within the industry. I am running a 10% off of all Click Apparel merch. There is a discount code on the screen and a link in the description, so feel free to check that out. And lastly, we will have another episode of Revamping the Office on Sunday, which I can't wait for you guys to see, and I shall see you in the next video. Peace.